Buying your first home can be an exciting but daunting process at the same time. In this video, I'll break down 10 tips to help you navigate the journey to home ownership. Quickly before we do that, my name is James Roffel and I am a real estate agent here in Kelowna. I serve the Kelowna and the Okanagan real estate market. So if you're in the need of an agent to work for you, I have left my information down below in the description. Alright, so first things first, it's essential to determine your budget. This is tip number 1. Calculate how much you can comfortably afford considering your down payment, monthly mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, maintenance costs, everything that comes along with owning a home. I made a video in the past that I'll link up here somewhere. If you want to go check that out, I go into detail on how to build a budget, so that could help you out a lot. So yeah, check out that video there. And tip number 2 is to save for that down payment. This can be a daunting task as well, based on the current housing market and what homes actually cost these days. But if you can keep your debt down, save a little bit every single month, that little bit will eventually add up to a lot, giving you enough for the down payment on your new home. Now, how much do you actually need for a down payment? Right now in Canada, you need a minimum of 5% down on a home that is $500,000 or less. And if you're looking for homes that are above $500,000, you'll be required to put down 10% of the portion that is over $500,000. So for example, suppose the purchase price of your new home is $600,000. You can calculate your minimum down payment by adding the two amounts together. So the first amount is 5% of the first $500,000, which equals $25,000, and the second amount is 10% of the remaining balance of that $100,000, which is equal to $10,000. So if you add both those amounts together, the $25,000 and the $10,000, your total is $35,000 for your down payment on a $600,000 home. And digging a little bit further, if you happen to be looking in the 1 million or more range, the minimum down payment for that total amount is 20%. So you need $200,000 down on a $1 million home. And tip number 3 is to improve your credit score. So a good credit score is crucial when it comes to securing a mortgage. Tips on improving your credit score include paying bills on time, paying off your debts, reduce your credit card or loan balances as soon as possible, and avoid opening new credit accounts, especially during that mortgage approval process. So during this time, don't go buy a new car, don't get a new credit card or a new loan or anything like that. Avoid any sort of credit during that mortgage approval process. And tip number 4 is to get pre-approved for a mortgage. Do this before you go house hunting. This will help you understand how much you can actually borrow and how much the banks are willing to give you. Once you're pre-approved, you'll have a concrete understanding of your finances, and this can significantly reduce the stress associated with the home buying process, and you'll be well prepared and informed on how much you can actually afford. So it's best to chat with your bank, or better yet, a mortgage broker, as soon as you can to get your pre-approval. And if you'd like me to refer a mortgage broker to you, simply send me an email and I'll forward you my list of trusted advisors. And next up, we have tip number 5, understanding your priorities. Make a list of your must-haves and nice-to-haves in a home. This will help you focus on properties that meet your needs and avoid wasting time on homes that don't. So your must-haves are things like minimum number of bedrooms and bathrooms that you or your family need. And the nice-to-haves are things that could be things like central air conditioning or a garage, things that basically are nice to have. Like, you don't need them. If they are included, that's great, but they're just nice to have. Knowing these must-haves and nice-to-haves are a great way for you and your realtor to determine what properties are best for you. And during the research process that your realtor will do for you behind the scenes, with your property search and maybe the properties that they send you, that you're only going to see properties that you actually want to see and not things that are out of that sort of criteria. Now on to tip number 6. Research the neighborhoods. So it's essential to research the potential neighborhoods that you're going to be moving into. Consider factors like safety, schools, commute times, and amenities nearby. It's always a good idea to visit the different areas to get a feel for them. I have worked with a few out-of-town buyers who have never been to Kelowna but really wanted to move here, and by looking at the houses online, there were a few that they thought they wanted, but when they actually came here to visit and drove through the neighborhoods, it was clear that although the house was perfect, the neighborhood or the location itself was not. So if you are new to the area, I would definitely take a drive through the neighborhoods at different times of day as well to really get a feeling for them. And tip number 7, I might be a little biased here, but work with a real estate agent. A knowledgeable agent can help you navigate the buying process, negotiate on your behalf, and provide valuable insights. So just to go off my last tip there of researching the neighborhood, working with an agent who asks the right questions will know pretty quick as to what areas will work for you and what ones will not. And just another quick tip, if you're working with an agent from say Vancouver and you're wanting to move to Kelowna and that agent wants to represent you here, I would highly recommend you ask that agent to refer you to a local agent in Kelowna. The local agent always knows more about the area and can be your boots on the ground while you're searching. Personally, I do this. I always refer to agents outside my market because I don't feel that I would be able to represent my clients to the fullest, as I don't know the markets outside of my area as well as I do here in Kelowna and the Okanagan. And we are almost done. Tip number 8 is to get a home inspection. So hire a professional home inspector to assess the property for any issues or needed repairs. This can prevent costly surprises down the road. And just so you're aware, the home inspection is done during what's called the subject removal period. This is after you've put an offer on the home and that offer has been accepted by the seller. And if you don't know of a home inspector, you could ask a friend or family member who they used to inspect their home when they bought their home. Or you could ask your realtor. Personally, I have a list of trusted inspectors that I use that my clients pick from, usually of a top 3, and they pick from those. And tip number 9 is understanding the closing costs. So be prepared for extra costs over and above your actual down payment. These costs can include fees for lawyers. Again, the property inspector will cost money. Property transfer tax can be a big bill, strata and tax adjustments, and moving costs. A good rule of thumb is to have around, I would say if you're a new first-time home buyer, maybe around $5,000 or $10,000 set aside just to cover these costs. But this, of course, will depend on your situation. So go over these costs with your realtor beforehand so you'll know how much you actually need. And make sure to budget for these expenses in addition to that down payment. So if you need $25,000 for a down payment, try to save an additional $5 or $10K just for these closing costs. And last but not least, tip number 10, be patient. Finding the right home can take time. Don't rush this process. Be patient and wait for the property that meets your needs, and more specifically, especially in today's world, is your budget. And remember that the home buying process is a significant financial commitment, so it's crucial to be well informed and prepared throughout this whole process. Don't hesitate to seek advice from professionals such as real estate agents, I'd love to help you out, mortgage brokers, and attorneys to ensure a successful home purchase. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great content like this.